What's up there, guys? It's Joe Sidikos here again. Welcome to my video for today. Okay, this question has been lingering inside my mind for a long time, and I probably decided to address it today, and that would be, do we have more good people than bad people? Vice versa. Now, the truth is no and yes. Why is this actually so? When we actually answer yes or no to a question or to a phenomenon, we are actually relaying our stance, which is often adulterated or which is often decided by our opinion, by our views, by our ideologies about what reality is. The truth is, we do not have a generalized version of reality. That is because each of us have an individual version of reality that we often express through our attitude, our behavior, and our lifestyles. Someone who has had a fatal accident that has actually crippled them forever has a bitter angle to humanity, a bitter angle to technology, to things like cars, to things like drunk drivers, and to things like law enforcement and the rest. A person who has actually won the lottery would have a different, perspective of what reality is. Oh, life is filled with luck. Life is sweet. Life is full of fun. There is no problems in life. Life is all beautiful and no pain. That is actually for someone who hasn't experienced hardship all their lives. How about with someone who has been raped? Or with someone who, actually got lucky, or with someone who has faced, health challenge from when they were little to when they were grown up. How about someone who was born blind? What is their envisioned aspect of reality? That is how you would often know that each and every one has, an opinionated version of what reality is. That shows that reality is not generalized. The aspect of good and bad is what we know to be existent, but we don't actually have a patented version of what reality is. And this is often considered when we want to ask questions like, are there more good people or bad people in life? Or are there more bad people than we have good people? Actually, no one would actually say they have the answer. No one would actually shout Eureka and say they have the answer to this question. And that is because life is generally filled with people. Our environment, our race, our gender actually determines, our parents basically actually determines a whole lot of things about our lives. Our parents, for example, determines where we're born, and where we're born often determines our nationality sometimes. The decisions of our parents in marriage or in sex or in choosing a wife often bounces back to form a huge part of us that would actually guide us when we are choosing to live, when we are choosing to do things in life, or when we are actually choosing to be humans, when we are actually choosing to place our assertions on topics. And it's like the view of a politician on fuel subsidy is different from the view of a person, from the layman's perspective. This is to show that everybody would actually say things based on how it actually affects them. Everyone would say things on how it matters more to them. The point of view of everyone in life is always determined by their opinion. It is always determined by their ideologies. It is always determined by their upbringing. And that is why we actually do not have what we call the truth, because the truth is often what we deem it to be, often what someone else deems it to be, and often what someone else will actually deem it to be. Now, I've seen bad people in life. I've seen good people as well. I have seen really bad people, and have seen really good people in life. But then I would generally say that the environment where I come from sometimes can be the reason why my notion or belief is actually so. the people I'm often exposed to on a daily basis might be the reason why this is so. When companies are actually participating in surveys, they ask people from all walks of life, genders, people from different perspective of life. They do not just ask a particular point. They do not just ask a person what their opinion is on their product, because there's a huge chance that that person would actually review that product based on what they are feeling, based on the personal sense of satisfaction that they actually derive, and not on the altruistic perspective that they should actually face, because no one actually has an altruistic perspective that is not flawed, because each and every person talks based on what they feel, thinks based on what happens to them, and acts based on what is going on with them in general. And that is why I would say that we as people should be the good people that we actually want to be, and let others actually adjudicate us from our actions. Now, we might begin to say we haven't seen a lot of good people in life, and that is no one's fault. That isn't our fault, and that doesn't change the fact that there are good people in life. When it comes to numbers, we can't actually say, because numbers can be flawed. Numbers can not generally, talk about a certain truth. And in life generally, we have to often allow things to actually start from us. When things begins with us, it gives us, an objective point of view. We need to be objective in life. We need to be positive in everything we do. This positive mindset actually, gives us a roadmap to things, that we are expected of. This positive mindset allows us to see the beauty in life, rather than allowing us to only see the terrible side of life. Now, whatever angle we basically choose to look at life, that doesn't mean the angle of others is actually wrong. That is actually beauty in variety that comes with the spice of life. And it's often important for us to be the change we want, to be that thing that we think the society isn't. Because when we begin, to show this, a little drop of water makes up an ocean. And that's why sometimes, we can't actually conclude that there are more bad people than good people. And we can't say there are more good people than bad people, because our statements will actually be flawed as a result of the experience that we have actually gone through. And that is why we should be the good person we want, and not the bad person that we actually do not want. Thank you so much for watching here, guys. My name is Josidicus, and I'll see you next time.